Okay.
And this building is a place where we got the chambers of the deputies and the senators. The national parliament works in this building.
Okay.
And
Let me stop you for a second.
Yeah.
Is the national parliament, is it like the American Congress? It's got two houses?
two chambers.
Two
yeah.
chambers,
We got
okay.
the chambers of the deputies and the senators
Okay.
in the same building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this building was designed by Vittorio Meano, this Italian architect who was the second one who died at 44. Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
the-
yes.
the-
You
the
mentioned
second-
that he was working on the National Congress building at
That's
that time.
right, yeah.
And then when the first one
And at
died.
the Opera House.
Yeah.
He was working at the same time on both buildings.
Oh, yeah.
And he started to work in this building in 1897. But he died before finish this one
Right.
as well because he was killed by his servant. That's why he died at 44. At that time, he was working at the Opera House and also in the National Congress building.
Okay.
And he was killed by his servant.
Why?
He was because his servant had an affair
With his wife?
with his wife.
Oh,
And he
man.
discovered that affair and he started to have a fight. So the
Oh.
servant had a gun and killed the architect with the gun.
man.
Yeah, he shot on
What
him.
a way.
That's why he died at 44.
He died at
He was
44.
killed at 44.
Right.
Yeah.
It
And
wasn't because of disease.
No. The first one who died at 44, Francesco Tamburini, he died in a heart attack.
A heart attack.
And he, Vittorio Meano, he was killed by his servant. Yeah.
Boy.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you never see finish his masterpiece
Yeah.
because it was a masterpiece.
This is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
It's amazing.
got
Amazing.
a new classical style. That's why the columns, the decoration that got.
Yes.
It's a copy of the ancient Rome. And
Yes.
it looks
Very,
you know.
like the Vatican or something like
That's
that.
right. That's a new classical style building. Because try
right.
to copy those buildings
Okay.
from that time, from the
Right.
Roman Empire and the Greek Empire.
Right.
That's why the columns and the statues, the decoration. The dome is made up from copper. And it's the
Oh.
biggest dome made in this material in the world.
Wow.
That's why the color. You can see that it's
It's
totally
all turned
different.
green, right?
Yeah,
Right.
because that's the rust of the copper.
Okay.
So the building was under restoration for the last 3 years because you can see that there's a lot of traffic passing by
Yes.
here,
Yes.
and this affects to the building. affected
Oh,
to the
it
building.
does. Okay.
So the whole building was almost black because of the pollution. So it had to be cleaned, and later they started the process of restoration that took 10 years, for about 10 years. Finally, the whole front was reopened in 2021.
Oh,
And
that
now-
recent.
Yeah, very recent.
Wow.
And now we can see the building how it used to be in early 20th century.
Yeah.
The idea of the government was to get the building ready for the celebration of the 100 years of the country in 1910. And finally, the building was finished in 1940. So it took so long to finish the building.
Finish the building, yeah,
But
right.
at least in 1906, the session of the deputies and the senators started. So they got the building more or less finished by the celebration of the
Okay.
100 years.
Okay.
But the details, and completely finished in the 1940s. Yeah. And also I want to show you, the building that we got there on that corner.
Yeah.
Can you see that one?
Yes, I can.
That's a former cafe. It's called Confiteria del Mulino.
Okay.
It's a cafe from early 20th century also. That was owned by an Italian family.
Yeah.
The
But
building-
cafe only in the bottom, right? I mean, not the whole thing.
no, the cafe was in bottom and
Right.
the first floor.
I see.
And the rest of the building was the building for renting.
Oh, for renting. Right,
Yeah.
right.
So the building was designed by an Italian architect as well, called Francesco Gianotti. And as I told you, was owned by an Italian family. Why many Italians?
So why many Italians?
Why?
What's the story?
Yeah, that's a lot of Italian here.
Yeah.
The
You
reason-
were going to tell me the story.
Yeah, the reason why we got many Italians was because there was a plan created by the government to bring immigrants to Argentina. Do you remember I told you that there was a civil war in the country
Right.
that lasted almost 40 years. So started from the 1820s till the 1860s, the country suffered a long period of civil wars. So when the civil wars ended in the 1860s, the country was almost empty. It was only 1 million people living in the whole
In
country.
this whole giant country.
Argentina is the 8th biggest country in the world
Yes, it's
in
massive.
terms of the territory.
Right.
So those days there was a need to bring workers to the country. That's why the country, the government created a plan to bring immigrants to Argentina in a way to bring workers.
Okay.
So that's why, starting from the 1870s till the 1940s, there was a big wave of immigrants.
I see.
By 1905, half of the population in Buenos Aires were immigrants. From this half of the population, 25% were Italians, 20% from Italy, and the rest of the 5% from the rest of Europe, mainly from Eastern Europe. Russians, Polish, Germans, but mainly Italians. That's why we are quite influenced by Italians.
Yeah, I see this.
You can see it in the architecture, in the way how we speak,
Right.
our accent, and
Yeah.
even many words that come from the Italian
Yeah.
that we use into our slang.
Okay.
The way how we speak with the hands. This
I
is
can
very
see that.
Italian.
This is
You can
very
see-
Italian,
this
right
is very
there, right
Italian,
there. Yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
for say to work, we say trabajo.
Yeah.
That's the right way to say it in Spanish.
Spanish, right.
But we use the Italian word that is laburo.
Okay.
That comes from the Italian lavoro.
Okay.
For say goodbye, we say ciao.
Ciao. Yeah, nobody says hasta mañana or everyone says ciao.
We use also hasta mañana, we can say, but we say ciao.
Yeah.
And like this, many things.
Right.
The pizza culture here is
Yes,
very big.
yes.
We got a lot of pizzerias from early 20th century,
Oh.
100 years ago, you know, they're still working.
Right.
And the appetizer culture, also the drink culture of like Fernet, Cinzano, all these beverages were introduced by Italians, and it's very